Hello, I wanted to share kind of a reading update, what books I have finished, and then what I am currently reading. It's no secret that I have read The Count of Monte Cristo. It was for my personal curriculum and I finished it. I won't go into too much detail because I have another video coming out all about this book, but I really loved it. Even though it's like 1,200 pages, I feel like it's very engaging. And yeah, Dumas does a really great job of taking you through the story of Edmond Dante's life. And yeah, definitely 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I finished was Big Swiss by Jen Beagin, and this was probably one of my most anticipated reads this year. A lot of hype went around this book and I immediately wanted to read it. The concept seemed really cool. It is about a woman, Greta. She transcribes therapy sessions for a sex coach. She becomes infatuated with one of the clients, Big Swiss. This book reminds me so much of Ottessa Moshfegh's writing, especially in my year of rest and relaxation. It talks a lot about mental health and kind of tortured pasts, and I thought this book was hilarious. I truly did laugh and I thought it was very funny, but I felt that the story was unfinished for some reason, and I would have liked for the author to kind of go into depth on some of the therapy sessions that she's transcribing. It sometimes gave Greta's impressions of it or her internal monologue, but I would have loved it even more. Yeah, the ending did not live up to my expectations. I was very sad about it. It felt, again, very unfinished, like it wasn't enough for me. Yeah, I felt like the relationships were really lacking. I didn't love Greta and I didn't love Big Swiss as characters, so it was really hard for me to like them because their personalities were just like, what are you doing? I'm really sad that this book did not work for me. Okay, so those were the last 2 books that I read, and now I kind of want to talk about the books that I have lined up for July. My first book is Blood of Elves in the Witcher series. I was reading this side by side with The Count of Monte Cristo. My intention was that I was going to read this every time that I was bored or not really feeling The Count of Monte Cristo, but I devoured that book, so I really didn't touch this. I think I'm on chapter 2 of this book. Yeah, I'm on chapter 2 of this book, so this is going to be my nighttime read. This will be perfect for when I'm just about to go to sleep. So this is what I have lined up. I have a nonfiction, which is Miriam Toews' A Truce That Is Not Peace. It is her memoir. I'm very excited to read Miriam Toews because I have never read anything by her before, but I hear she is an incredible writer, and I love that my first piece of her literature is her memoir. The book opens up with like a prompt that she was given, and it is, why do you write? And so she is going throughout the book answering this question, but also tackling her grief. I heard this is comedic, but also very, very sad. So I'm very excited to read this. I just read like a few pages of it. It's very good. And then my main book that I'm reading right now is Stoner by John Williams. I am loving this book. I find Stoner to be so okay with everything in life. He does not care. He is so unbothered. Whatever happens in his life, he seems just to take it in stride, or I guess not in stride, but just to like, he's like, this is what happens. He's not changing anything in his life. He's just kind of letting it pass by, which is so interesting to me because if I was him, I would be like depressed by life passing me by, but he seems that he is just okay with it. It's interesting to have that thought process when looking towards life. Yeah, I'm really liking it so far. I'm about almost 100 pages in and it's very good. So those are kind of my little book review, book wrap up. I think I'm gonna take some time to read. Obviously going to make a matcha because that just sounds really good right now. It is such a beautiful, cloudless, sunny day. We have had rainstorms for like the past week, so the sunshine is very nice. I might have to get outside and maybe read a bit. I made us a little snack to eat while we watch the France versus Spain semifinals for the World Cup. It looks so good. Here's the charcuterie board, and then we also have this pesto hummus. France sadly lost. They're out of the World Cup. So sad. It was an interesting game. It was just anxiety filled because they were like losing pretty early on, so it just doesn't feel good to have to catch up for an entire game. So yeah, I'm actually pretty sad about it. Trevor's upset too. So I think we're just going to not think about it, go for a walk, clear our heads, and yeah, make the evening still good even after that disappointing loss. So